Hey everyone, it's the RC Groups Live Hangout with your host, Jason Cole, Matt Gunn, Jim Graham, and this week's special guest, Shelby Voll, straight from the USA Drone Nationals. That's right. You want to fly it? You want to drive it? You want to FPV it? Learn about it here on the RC Groups Live Hangout. And now we're cutting away to Jason Cole. What's going on, Jason?
Dude, that intro was hilarious. I gotta get one of those voice box machines, man.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
cannot
you
make
do.
it out.
That's right.
Bow, bow.
So I was listening to a podcast the other night, and the intro sounded like a car commercial. I wanted to buy a Lexus before it even started, and I was like, man, we need an intro like that.
We should put it together. We can hire somebody to do that.
I just did it. What are you talking about?
Thursday.
You know, I'm in a professional. Hey-o.
Hey, everyone, check it out. We have Shelby Voll. If you don't know who Shelby Voll is, he competed in this year's GoPro Drone Nationals. What's happening, man?
Not much, man. What's going on with you all?
Well, first I got to say
I'm making silly voices.
you win best audio of guests we've had on in the last 6 months.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good title, I would say.
I'll take that one.
So check out, you know, everybody has kind of weird things behind them, but your shop is especially cool. Are these camera items I see behind your head?
Behind me?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a full-blown FPV shop. We do everything here. Everything. A lot of repair work. I do custom builds for wings, and I used to do them for quads, but mainly it's just wings now.
Yeah, it's all about the wings. Jason Cole's really going to bend your ear on that one. But so are you, is this your company? Do you work at a company? Are you in the hobby industry?
It's just, I don't want to say it's not even a company. It's just come to me by word of mouth. So it's just my shop, really. You know, basically that's it. I do this all day, every day.
You're living the American dream now.
I stop at 6, go fly till 8:30, and then I go home.
No, you must not have any kids or a wife.
I have 5 kids.
Oh, wow. I need to find out what your secret to success is, brother.
Do you have a lock?
A couple of them one's graduated from high school, one's college. One's graduated from college, one's in college. One's in high school, and 2 are in elementary school. So they're spread out. Not all 5 are at home. Believe me, I wouldn't be able to do this.
Matt Guns is still young, and he was just projectile vomited on just yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, on a road trip coming back from beautiful Pittsburgh. By the way, which I love Pittsburgh. There's so much to FPV there. There really is. So anyway, we're on the way back. I don't know, doing about 80 on 80, and my 3-year-old son says, "Dad, my tummy hurts," and I'm like, "Uh-oh," and then he kept saying it. So we pull over on the side of the road. I jump in the back seat. I'm sitting there next to him in his car seat with a Tupperware container just waiting, and then, bah! And that was that. So I know that's not really RC Groups video chat material, but it was how we ended our vacation.
You just grossed me out. Jason Cole. Matt, Shelby, did you know that Jason is headed to... Jason, can we talk about this? Have you signed an NDA or anything?
I haven't signed anything.
The people having the event actually did contact me and encouraged me to talk about it a few weeks ago. But Shelby, are you aware of this event going on in Croatia?
No, I'm not. No, I didn't. If it was announced this weekend, I didn't hear anything. We were so off the grid, it was crazy. It was hectic. So we didn't have much. By the time the end of the day, we were crashing, getting dinner, going to bed.
Nice.
So tell us what's happening, Jason.
Well, I saw this first on Facebook. There was a post. It was a casting call for a drone television show called Drone Wars, and I saw it and I was like, interesting. I had kind of I was in line to be on another drone TV show a couple of years back, and that didn't happen, so I just didn't really think anything of it. Then I had a good buddy of ours. I won't mention his name because I think it's on the down low for the moment. But he said, "Hey, I sent a video into this. They were interested, but it needs to be teams of 2. Would you be interested in being my teammate?" And I was like, "Well, yeah. What do I got to do?" So he said, "Make a video, send it to them." I did that, and they came back and said, "Hey, this looks awesome. You guys are in, and we've worked through a couple email back and forth to get some details sorted out, and I'm going to be cast on the Drone Wars TV show, the first series.
That's awesome, dude.
So we head out at the end of the month. I could be gone anywhere from 2 to 7 weeks, depending on how well the competition goes. It's like an elimination style. If you remember the show Junkyard Wars, I think it's going to be something real similar to that, where we get a challenge.
I did see that. I saw that post. It's where you gotta build something, and then it's all about design and how you build it, and then how.
Yeah. So they give us some kind of task or challenge, and then we have to design and build a drone to accomplish that, and then we compete with it, and then it'll be elimination style kind of tournament competition, and the winner takes home $10,000. So that's pretty cool.
Each team or each person?
I don't know. It could be the share between teammates. I'm not sure.
Jason, I think I know who your teammate is. I'm just going to guess. I think your teammate is that actor that plays in all the Mama movies.
No. It's Harrison Ford.
What's that guy's name in the Mama movies? He's all into RC.
Oh,
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I think Tyler Perry is.
Somehow I don't think Tyler Perry's going to go to Croatia to play in this.
He's a down-to-earth guy. He's really low-key, that guy.
That's right.
I wish I could.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be hard to be away from my wife for that long if that happens. If we stay for the whole time.
That's okay. I'm gonna go over there and check on her periodically. I'm not.
Easy.
That's inappropriate. That's
inappropriate. So Jason, that the whole element on this is probably based on human confrontation, right? So they're gonna one element of this is gonna be the building. I have a feeling that to make this interesting, they're gonna write in where they're gonna pit each other against each other. So you better bring your A game, bro. I want you to pack some brass knuckles. No, I'm just kidding.
You know me, dude. I'm super competitive. I have a sporting background, and I hate to lose.
Well,
so I'm gonna do my darndest to take home the trophy there, fellas.
I want to see you get mean on this thing, dude. People are gonna get in your face, and they're gonna be like,
sabotage another drone.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Why are you going 3 blades, bro? It's 4 blades or nothing." And you're gonna be like,
I want to see a Michael Phelps stare down coming off your face.
Oh yeah, the dark side.
You fly like Shelby Voll.
Okay, so speaking about competition, Shelby was just in New York at Governor's Island. I gotta say, I've been to New York, but I've never hung out there because I'm from the South. I hear they won't like me up there. But what was it like, man?
It was crazy, man. I'd never been to New York City, so it was like sensory overload from the minute I started paying $15 tolls until I left the city. Seeing rats in sewers, it's the real deal. They're not kidding around what you see on TV.
And so you guys get in. They weren't even set up yet. So you spent at least 2 days while they set up tents and the track and everything.
Correct. So I got there on Wednesday. I wanted to get early, checked in, get all situated, car parked, blah, blah, blah. And that way I could rest, be ready to go on Thursday, which was an optional practice day. So there were quite a few other guys that did the same thing or showed up Thursday so they could do it. And Wednesday, if you knew about it, you could actually go get a pass that you got for getting on the island and blah, 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 look at me kind of stuff. And then if you knew about it, they didn't advertise it. So I just ran into some people at the hotel and, oh, yeah, Shelby, go get your pass. So got that taken care of. So even more on Thursday, I'd be completely ready to go. I didn't have to wait for anything. But when Tuesday came around, or Thursday, sorry, when Thursday came around, there was, man, I didn't know how they were going to get anything done. They were so far behind.
Really?
They were still building the structures. On Wednesday, they were building the main. If you watched it, there's a main start-finish black scaffolding structure, and then there was the red one, which is called the aquarium. And the red one was not even close to being ready on Wednesday. And on Thursday, you still couldn't quite figure out what they were building till way later in the day. And we really didn't practice much. They pushed the wings all the way down in the corner, like you couldn't see us. And we were flying in probably the size of a football field just to practice. And we didn't know what the course was, and just a lot. So.
And then So we had quads and wings, and so Jason has always said the wings are more. Matt Gunn's laughing because the guy that just walked behind you, we saw his butt crack.
Dude, plumber's crack.
Marty,
Like,
pull your pants up, yo. The whole nation saw your
you're
ass.
on national television,
You're on
brother. Holy crikey.
By the way, that's Marty Miller. He owns all of this. He's basically been the backbone of where I'm at right now.
The backbone.
Yeah. We stop at the backbone where the ass crack meets, or the butt crack meets. Sorry.
Awesome.
But yeah, he's really been supportive completely through all this endeavor for the past, God, it's been 2 years.
Wow. And only going to get bigger, it looks like, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that in a minute. What were we talking about?
I was going to say, Jason is really Jason is on the concept that wings are the future because it's what people actually can see flying around and racing. And so you were talking about that. By the way, we have I think it's a 5 or 6 part series of stories each day from Shelby on RCGroups.com. You can find it in our FPV section or in our FPV racing section. But tell us about how the wings looked. I would love to see a video of that.
I actually have mine here if you want to see the actual wing. But,
Yeah, let's see the wing.
I'll have Marty grab it. Hey, Marty, do me a favor. Go in my car and grab my race wing, the main one.
You what?
Grab my race wing out of the back seat of my van. The main one, the number one.
Oh, okay.
So, Wing stole the show, and that's not just being biased or anything.
Yeah.
But literally, it stole the show. No one expected. Steele didn't expect it. Chad Nowak didn't expect it. You can see it on their pod, whatever their cast. You can see them saying that. It was crazy because when people were actually there to see us, everyone's mouth dropped and people were cheering and carrying on. It was awesome.
Like a real
More
race.
so than anything of the quads. And I'm not shooting quads because I fly quads too. I mean, I've got quads here. I'm building another one. I do that as well. My freestyle videos. But from a spectator standpoint, yeah, wings beat it. They just quads fly so fast. They're small and it's hard to see. It's cool if you got their live feed, but to actually just sit there and watch them without any kind of monitor and see 4 of them going around at 100, 120 miles an hour, screaming loud, super loud noise.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty intense.
So what seems to be the wing that is taking the podium these days? Is it the VAS ones, or are we looking at some of the other designs? Your TBRC. What's the wing to race right now?
It just depends. It really does. It depends on the kind of course you fly. So Alex runs what's called a Wyvern. He gave me one. I tested it a couple months ago. It's awesome. It's super fast. It'll go 120, 125 with the right setup. You got to hunt for it.
That's what I've got.
You got to have the ESC setting right. You got to have all that blah blah blah. And it's great on a long stretched course with fairly. They can be tight turns, but not super tight. Where the reflex, if you design it right, you can actually have a top end, but that be almost equivalent to the Wyvern, and it.
Thanks, Marty.
Yeah, thanks, Marty.
You're welcome.
And it cuts really hard, so the reflex is a lot better for a really, really technical course. That's where it really shines. And unless you have the right power setup, you're gonna lose those straightaways to the Wyvern. Now. I'll get into that stuff later.
Hey, Shelby. Since you already have 5 kids, I'm betting you're going to have one more, and if you do, I want you to name it Wyvern.
I'm not having any more children. I can promise you that. I am done with that. So Marty brought in my wings. This is the one I had at Nationals. I actually finally got to fly it yesterday since Nationals. Had to burn out a pack. There it is. So that's my reflex.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, TBRC makes a mean wing, man. Those
yeah,
guys are,
I've got mods on my wings, so I basically took some mods that Crash Test Hobby does, Lee, and incorporated them on this wing because it really, really strengthens it and can take a beating. Because without it would, just like other wings, without any kind of shock cord or reinforced tape of any kind, it's going to snap. So, and this thing is not snapped, thank God.
Man, here I thought my 95 mile an hour Banshee was something to contend with. Nope,
man.
nope.
No. And I've got a Banshee, and I love the Banshee. Get out of the frame there, Marty.
You can do whatever you want, Marty. So, you went through the whole thing. You said at the end they started cutting things out.
Yeah. So you want me to go through all that, or
whatever you want to talk about.
Questions. We'll be bouncing around.
You can shine whatever light you want.
You ask.
Or no light.
Well, I tell you what, I heard that. I've heard from a couple of people that there was some problems with the guys they brought in to do the live feed. Some people were saying that they were mostly RC car based, and so they got in quote unquote, huh?
I knew that's who they would get.
Yeah, so they got in over their heads, and they didn't do enough of Joe Scully in there, and that they should have taken more advantage of him. And this is all what I've heard. I don't know, but I was just saying that there's a lot of I heard there was a lot of issues with who they used.
I want to hear what I heard, or say what I heard. I heard that every time a ferry went by, it cut the signal somehow, like it got in the way.
So I talked to Scully one night at dinner. I think it was Saturday night, and we all went out, team whooping everybody, and Scully sat by me. We talked for an hour, and he gave me a lot of detail of what was going on that the pilots didn't know. We knew a lot, but there were even more finite details that we didn't really get yet. And one of the issues was that actually when the ferry came across, it was cutting the signal, the link to the mainland. The problem that really was the main problem with the feed was establishing a solid link. So that's why the ESPN3 broadcast was not what they were anticipating it to be.
And that's a real drag, because that was the most exciting part, was it would be on ESPN.
Yeah, and then the other issue was time management. I'm not going to cast stones because I don't know the behind the scenes who was doing what. I just know from a pilot's perspective, it was very unprofessional the way it was. Time was ran, how we had to sit around and wait. People flew in early, spent money to be there on Thursday to find out they couldn't race or practice at least, and we as pilots shouldn't have been punished for the lack of preparation. So that was really a hard pill to swallow, because it really messed. And Scully told me they were a day and a half behind. So when we showed up, they were a day and a half behind schedule, and there were issues that they couldn't resolve, or they should have known but they didn't pay attention, or there was communication error between them and New York City and Governor's Island, which was they had to take pallets, like almost look like plywood, if you will, right? Big, huge sheets of plywood, and lay them on the grass to move the catwalk thing or whatever it raises up and down to build the structures. So they always have to constantly move it around, and that took forever. Opposed to just moving the thing it needs to move to raise the scaffolding, they'd have to lay out all these pieces of plywood to make sure the wheels were on it and not killing the grass.
Right.
So it just ate up time after time after time and pushed everything back and back and back, and it just turned into a really big cluster.
One question I had was, did they had to have done this on purpose? You could see the Statue of Liberty through the red loop. Did they set that up that way?
I believe on Wednesday when I was one of the first guys there on Wednesday, that I think because there was so much going on, I'm still trying to remember everything, that I spoke to someone or I overheard someone saying they did design it that way, so it would capture that. Don't necessarily take that to bank, but I vaguely remember something to that extent. And either way, it was awesome.
Yeah. And they never did, or to date, have not put up the scores on their website yet. So, do you know who the winners were?
That's a whole nother thing.
I linked to it, and then I was like, oh, those are last year's scores.
Yeah. So that's still going on a private Drone Nationals pilot Facebook group. Just the pilots are in it. Last I checked, they were still waiting for final results.
Oh, still waiting.
And I don't know for sure. I haven't checked it for a day and a half probably. But there was a major controversy with like who won wings really, and a team event and all this, because throughout the event it just constantly changed.
So were there failing transponders? I mean, I thought it was pretty cut and dry.
Oh, yeah. So big stuff. The The VTXs were not what we planned on them to be. Now, the concept is a great concept. It's awesome, I think. Fantastic idea. Really, really helps the organizer get everything done. No problems with video, supposedly. It's the case. It's what it's supposed to do. And they pick the channels. They keep you separated. You don't have to worry about anything, theoretically, other than just plugging it in. There you go and fly. You don't have to worry about it as a pilot, or your co-pilot doesn't need it. The problem was they were burning up. They were getting super hot, super quick, and burning up. And if you didn't have enough airflow, it's gone. I had one dude burn out on me, and I had to replace it. And then I flew it today or yesterday, last night, without using the wand. It's called a wand to activate it. I had to go through it, program it, or unlock it. Yeah, I was not impressed.
So I use when I'm out in the field, I use a computer fan, little tiny 12-volt computer fan. I hook it up to a 3S 450 LiPo, and I stick a tiny little piece of soft Velcro on the middle of the bottom of it, and then an equally tiny one on top of the middle of the VTX, and I'll just sit it on there until it's time to fly, then pop it off, throw it in my pocket, and go. Maybe that's what people should start doing. It actually works. It keeps it real cool.
What we were doing is, as far as wings went, we were literally waiting till it was the last second, if you will, almost lasted like 20 seconds before we plugged in and made sure everything was good to go, because we were afraid of them overheating. And because mine overheated in is it a qualifying round? We had 2 qualifying heats to get in the Sweet 16. I think it was one of those. It was, I think, the first qualifier, and it burned out on me, and I crashed into a fence. So whatever. Yeah, so I wasn't really impressed with those. I think, like, again, the concept's great. Hopefully they'll refine it a little bit more and then come out with a version 2. And if they do, and fix all that, then I think everyone will start using them.
Yeah, I think we're still in our infancy with all the coverage aspect of it. We're now just going mainstream with this, so all these races right now are sort of how everyone else that wants to do this professionally looks to iron it out. So they're like, okay, they screwed up this, they did this, they had a ferry cut across here, how do we fix that in the future? Maybe in a year from now, things will be running really smoothly, hopefully.
And we've got to have more qualification races because, there's tons of great pilots like myself that didn't get to go because the only qualification event that I went to, I didn't even know it was a qualification event, and I tried to qualify with my Banshee, and I was less than half a second away from qualifying, but I didn't even have a proper racing wing at the time, and that was months before this event, and I literally couldn't find any other qualification events to go to unless I wanted to go to Canada or something. But
right, for the wings you're speaking, because there were a lot for quads.
Yeah, for the wings.
For the wings. And that's changing right now. A lot of the pilots that were at Nationals, we've kind of teamed up and we're working all together to start getting more races and organized and blah, 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 and all that good stuff. And I know Chris Thomas down at MultiGBI, he spoke to Alex and I on Sunday before I went to Sweet 16 about doing a wing race down in Florida. So, and it's just for wings, which is awesome.
Great.
So he's going to be really the first one to do it outside of Stone Blue and the Wild West FPV event, blah, blah, blah. So we just need more of that.
Totally.
More people seeing this, I think more people are going to really start flying wings, because I've seen a lot of quad pilots turn around to me and say, oh, I got to get one, or send me IMs that, hey, look at mine, look what I got, does this look good? So I think a lot of quad guys will also race wings. So that'll be great. We'll have a bigger pool, more audience. That's the main thing. It was insane. We had more people watching wing racing than quad racing.
Yep, I've been saying it for months now, man. It's so much better.
Oh, we know.
I'm not dissing the quads. I like the quads. I think the racing's fun for that too. But I just think as a mainstream sport, the wings are where it's going to have to go.
Yep. It's visually pleasing. But, I mean, I'm not kidding. So they had a quad Friday we didn't. That was a debacle for wings. And team pilots for quad racing. Boy, they got the shaft as well. They literally on Friday would bump us out. We showed up at 8. We were supposed to fly in the morning. We were first to run the wings to get our practices in and blah, 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 and get ready for our Saturday qualifiers. We were there from 8 to 6 and didn't run one pack.
Oh,
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah, and the Quad State FPV, and I don't know about anybody else in the quad team event. They didn't get to race or practice, and they didn't on Thursday either. And it was just the individuals, and then they practiced, which still is baffling to me. But then they practiced freestyle, whatever.
Yeah. I think they're really going to have to separate quads and wings. You can't fly them at the same location and the same dates.
100%.
It just doesn't work. There's too much that has to happen for either one of those things to go down, and you can't do them at the same time.
The Flying Circus event, where the qualifier was Jeremiah's and Stone Blues, that was ran. I mean, it was ran very well.
Yeah.
And they had wings totally far away. I mean, good Lord, the quad event was down in the cave, so there was no problem to run both of them simultaneously or stagger it and whatever. And it ran. I think it ran flawless. It's one of the best events I've been to.
Yeah. Because even if you have them staggered by hundreds of feet, like at the Pecan Patch, the FPV event there, they had a drone race happening up in the pecan trees at the front of the property, and then the main flying was going down at the bottom of the property. But guys with the 600 milliwatt transmitters and stuff flying at the same time, even on non-adjacent frequencies to the quad guys, were still hammering the signals, and it just doesn't work together. Can't do it at the same location.
Can't. You gotta have it separated, or like Alex and I were talking with some other people, staggering it.
Yeah.
You do one race, wings, and immediately the quad guys are ready, and then you fire them up when the wing race is done, and you just keep flip flopping. That way you can get it done. But yeah, it was such an unenjoyable time at a lot of the time. And then other times when we weren't there was great. Meeting up with everybody and going out for socials and getting together, get dinner and cruise around downtown and whatnot. I mean, that stuff was awesome. That stuff I'll always remember. The times that I did race and run, those were awesome. But the delay, good Lord, that's just
yeah.
So I don't know where we're going, but I guess I'll rattle on. So they kept us from practicing on Friday. Individuals and freestyle got to practice, and I think that was the night they ran until 9 at night. I mean, they were there late. I don't know if it was Friday night. Don't quote me. It was either Friday or Saturday. Then Saturday, basically, the wings just took over themselves. We figured out our course. We redesigned the course because the one they laid out was not going to work at all. Because it's frustrating. It was a lot of quad guys running it, developing for a wing race track, and you can't do that. You have to consult guys that race wings to help you make that final decision and give you the like, hey, this won't work, fix it or do whatever you want, but just let you know this won't work. So we ended up having to go out there and do it ourselves, and that was frustrating. And then we had one of the guys come down. He came down just to watch, and his name's David, and he actually was the commentator for our wing race. Races, plural, and he kept us moving. There was no delay. Wings were, and I'm just saying because I'm a wing pilot, but out of all the groups, the wing group was literally like an oil machine. We got there on Saturday at 8 o'clock, like we were supposed to be. We were ready to run at 8 o'clock. They wanted us to be ready at 8. We were showing up at 7:20, ready to rock and roll. We had all our gear ready, rock and roll, and 8 o'clock hit. I think it was 8:10. We were waiting on the organizers. We were up and racing, doing our qualifier. We did one more practice, did a race, or did our qualifiers, and then we were done till I think it was 1:30 when we went live. So done. We were done in 40 minutes through 8 heats, 22 people. Bam. Finished.
Nice.
Well, it sounds like whoever the organizing group who put this one together probably won't be doing another one, or at least they learned from their mistakes, because it sounds pretty chaotic.
They did one last year, right?
I thought this was the first time that they did this.
No, this is the second Nationals.
Well, I meant the people that were putting the live feed on and running it.
I don't know if it's the same people there or not, but they'll get better every year. It'll it's new. It's gonna happen. They're gonna have issues, and they'll work it out. And man, I'm gonna do my best and be there with you next time, buddy. That's what I gotta work on.
Well, my thing is that it's there's a lot of bashing going on. There's a lot of behind the scenes people don't know. I'm telling everybody what I do know, and I'm not gonna continue. I haven't really come down hard on them, and I could, but I'm not. because everyone is learning this. This is all brand new.
Yeah.
I can understand it's a heartache, and doing it on an island was just even it was complicating it by 10.
Right.
So,
But at least it's happening,
they all
right?
learn from it, and it's going to grow. I mean, they'll learn it, and I'm sticking with it, see what happens. I'm staying. I mean, we made part of history, so that was my main goal, to be part of history.
Nice.
So
in a place that's very unfriendly to FPV.
Yeah,
right?
we had helicopters going around the field or around the island at probably 100 feet.
Wow.
If that, and they were just cruising around. They'd be about 100 yards off the shoreline of the island, and they kept going around. I guess they had a tourist kind of thing. You hop in a helicopter, fly around, and so they just kept going around and around and around. And for wing pilots, we really had to be careful because
you can get
pretty quick. But what else was I going to tell you? You guys asked.
Were there any? I didn't really see any of the footage from the wing racing yet. Were there any gates that any altitude limiting features that you had to fly under or through that would control your altitude a little better?
No, that to me that was a very frustrating thing. I wanted to have gates in there because otherwise you're flying 50 feet in the air and you're
right.
We tried to stay below 40, but I mean, who has an OSD with an altimeter on when you're racing?
Yeah.
You don't. So it was, again, the rules were kind of wishy-washy. We're supposed to do What's Up check. We didn't do a What's Up check till later on, blah, blah, blah. So that caused controversy. And but there were no gates as far as arch gates. There were flag gates that you would have to hit. And there were hairpin turns and a 270 incorporated in it around a tree. And then you had to go around a GoPro flag and then another gate by the start-finish and then around a scaffolding. And it changed, first we were supposed to go through the finish line, the start-finish, with the black scaffolding and the red aquarium.
Uh-huh.
But FAA and the AMA came along and said, no, you guys aren't doing that. So they said it's unsafe for the public because we could overshoot the net, go into the crowd. And we kind of petitioned them saying, well, so could quads. I mean, they're a blender. I mean, they're going to do serious damage. But they did that. Instead, they made us fly over ourselves.
Nice.
Which was just, I still don't understand that mentality. Don't fly over in the start finish that actually have netting to catch you. And if you're going through the holes in the gates, the black in the aquarium, you're going to be below the netting anyway. So anything you're going to hit is the actual structure or the net. Yeah. But instead, he wanted us to fly over us, our podium, and the staging area for the next pilots to be on deck. It was just. So we changed the course again, and the reason why you didn't see wing racing is because of the time management that was ran. That was such a debacle that they went. We were supposed to be on for a while Saturday and Sunday, our qualifiers, and that wasn't televised because they started us at 8 in the morning. So that really killed it. So it was really, really frustrating. And then through the course, so there was qualifiers. Saturday, one round of qualifiers. We had a practice and a qualifier, or whatever it was. And then Sunday we had one more qualifier, last chance, and then we had, out of that was the round of 16. So then we raced that round of 16, figure out who's going to go, or the Sweet 16, and who's going to go round of 8. So we waited, and then next thing you know, they scrubbed the round of 8 and only took the top 5 and made it the final.
Wow, what a wreck.
Yeah, so that really, really hurt a lot of pilots. I don't say a lot. That hurt some pilots for sure because they thought for sure they were going to get a chance to get in.
Right.
To get a chance, someone else could have, it wasn't in the mix. It should have been in the final 8. Should have been in the final, but they never got that chance because they just yanked it out. So, I mean, that was just horrible. They did that too for the team quads in that quad racing. And that, I mean, it's just goes back to what you were saying, Jason. It needs to be separated. It was just too much. They were trying to throw everything at the wall. And the other thing that was concerning me was it just makes it look bad. I mean, you got these big sponsors there, AIG, GoPro, yada, 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 and they're seeing how it's ran, and I'm sure they were going, wow, this is amazing. They were probably like, what the hell are they doing, kind of thing. So that was, yeah, leave it at that. I've been trying to be diplomatic about all this.
Well, let's move on. Are you going to Hawaii to the next competition, or have you are you done for now?
It's up in the air right now. So Nationals was really this will stage everything. Nationals was a twofold process for pilots. Pilots wanted to win, and in this time, because there were such major people there, pilots wanted sponsorship. Now, sponsorship not just meaning, hey, I'll have your name on my shirt, and you'll throw me free gear, but they were looking for sponsorship, where it's now we're getting paid. You know, the companies are starting to realize that you're using our name to sell your products, and therefore you're making a profit, and we're not really seeing much other than we're paying out of pocket to go where we keep going and doing this. So I got one, which was great. I was approached and signed that contract hopefully today, and I'll wait to announce that later. But if you saw me on the ESPN3, you already know who it is. So I was excited about that. So that was a win for me. Personally, it's what I was seeking out, and I actually found it. So other pilots got the same thing.
Congrats. Yeah,
I'm excited. So now I'm literally a professional drone wing racing pilot. It's a very long name, but it's I don't know how many more in the nation that are that, and I think it's awesome. So now I get to keep doing what I love.
Do you have your Part 107 from the FAA now that it's
I'm sure I have to do the Part 107, so I'll make sure I watch the YouTube and get all the answers.
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, I'm taking my test on the 26th. So.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it. So it goes back to Worlds, Drone Worlds. It just depends. Depends on sponsor. Really, the whole debacle with the who goes to finals and who should have been in finals, and that was another controversy. People were missing gates and no one was deducting time, which was the rule. So that was another interesting thing. Behind the scenes, there was a lot of, check this, check that, and review the game tape kind of stuff. So I don't know what Worlds is going to do, if they're going to send all of the 16 to go that made it in the finals, quarterfinals, and all that, or are they just taking 3, or are they just taking the top 5? I don't know. I sit on the wing racing committee for Drone Worlds, so I don't know if I'll just go because of that, but I would like to go. It just depends. We'll see how it pans. I got more of this. I got to fly out on Monday, going out to Colorado to do my next video. Gonna meet up with Team Whoop and do whatever. I don't know if they're gonna do a video, all of us together. So lots going on right now since Drone Nationals, and it's all for the great. It's all for the positive. We're really trying to promote the sport. Get it out to the masses, show them what this is all about, show them what wing racing is all about, and there you go.
Awesome.
Right. It's called turning your hobby into a career.
Right? Yeah.
It's the double-edged sword.
And we're totally at the front end of all this, so who knows how big it's going to get or where it's going to go. It's all open right now.
Yeah, and the quads, we're at where the quads were a year ago. That's right. So this was the year that we predicted months ago that this is the year of the wings. And that's why if see my videos sometimes, I'm shifting gears. I'm going to wings. I do more videos with wings, and occasionally I'll do a video with a quad. It's because behind the scenes, that's all I was doing was practicing this wing, building wing, getting it ready for Nationals, because I knew I'd make it. You got to believe that. I'm going to make it amazing. You do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
But I knew this was the year of the wing, just like it was last year for the quads. And even more so because now spectators love it. We were walking down Manhattan. I will never forget this. We were going back to the hotel, and one of the guys had their reflex, their TBRC reflex, and we're going back to the DoubleTree, and this guy just stopped us out of random. He was just walking down Stone Street in Manhattan, and he goes, "Hey, you guys doing that drone thing over on Governor's Island? That race?" And we said, "Oh yeah." "Oh, you race these wings, right? That's what you're racing?" Yep. "Oh my God, those things were amazing." And he's flipping out. He's, "Oh yeah, that was crazy." And then he goes, "And then those helicopter with multiple blade thingies?" And we're like, "Yeah, quads." He's like, "Yeah, not so much." That's exactly how he said it.
Man.
He said, "Not so much." And he goes, "You couldn't see it. It was flying all over the place. Couldn't catch it." So it was literally. So the prediction I think is coming true. That's going to blow up. It's a harder thing to get into, I would have to say, because you have to build it, and you guys know it's.
Yeah.
I can build a quad in a day, easy. I can build a quad in a matter of hours, actually. But a wing, if you're going to do it right, it's going to be a competitive race wing. It takes weeks.
It takes longer to paint the stupid thing and finish it than anything else. I hate it.
I
I've built so many of them. It's like
I make it look all prettified. I mean, I'm never going to see this damn thing. That's for you to look at. Me, I'm like, I put on there what I need to put on there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Period. No extra weight that I need to carry. Nothing. And,
so what's your camera choice on the wing? Tell me that. I would think that they would differ slightly, from the quads and whatnot. But,
And everybody they want to know what the gear is, you know.
So on this one, I have a Spectrum. It's like the H1177, whatever the hell it is, right? I think that's like the standard that quads use.
Yeah,
right
it's sort of like it's the Fox ear, right?
Yeah, and this one's a Spectrum. I think they're all identical. They're just labeled different. They're branded differently. And I run, I think it's a 2.8 or 2.5 lens. I was going to switch to a 2.1 lens, but my motto is if you're 24 hours before the event starts, you're stuck with what you got. Don't change.
You're done. Don't change it.
Yeah, don't change it. So I didn't change it, but on my reflex, I was running a 35, 36, 1800 NTM motor. This thing will haul, man. This will go 120 if I put the right prop on it. But at Nationals, you had to be 850 watts or lower on a watts up check. So I had to trim my prop down. I think it's a 7.4, and I had to trim it down to like a 6 5/8 to be under. But if I put a 7.6 on there or 7.7, it's pushing like 1,200 watts. It's sick. It's super sick.
Oh yeah, that's a lot, man. No, what size pack you run?
I run a Tattoo, which is one of my sponsors, and they set me up 3,700. 4S.
Do you deal with anyone over there at Tattoo? Do you have a contact?
Miguel is you can catch him on Facebook. I think it's Miguel Tattoo, Miguel.
He's also in RCGroups, same username. There's Agnes, and then there's also Rainbow, but I've never seen Rainbow on the site.
So I met Rainbow at Nationals. I got to see all the other team pilots at Nationals, and then.
Let me ask you: did Rainbow have like a Zen-like quality and make you immediately calm?
No, I didn't. I didn't hang out with Rainbow like that.
No, quite the opposite, he says.
No, it was sweet, but I didn't get to hang around and say.
I was totally nervous around
her. Be happy, shine your golden colors on me. So I didn't do all that, but I'll tell you what. I got to hang out with Zoe, a good part of the whole weekend, and so we're like brother and sister now. She was a calming voice, and she is a super cool person. She's on the other team. I'll announce it probably later today. Same with Chris Daughtry. Trying to think of else other names people would know, but I can't right now. It's drawing a blank.
Zoe and I are Facebook friends.
Yeah, she's super cool, man. So she is on YouTube and whatever else. She's just the same in person, if not nicer. So she was real cool, calming voice, keep everything in perspective. So Shelby didn't blow off the handle, kind of crap. But meeting all the other pilots, the pilots you see on online, and you see Tommy, and you see Chad, you see Jason.
Listen, I have to say something. I have to get this off my chest. Mr. Steele's mustache, I find it disconcerting. I can't get used to it.
I'll leave it. I have my opinion on that thing.
It was okay. I'm not. First of all, nothing but respect for Mr. Steele. High talent, really
great pilots,
and brought the hobby forward. But the minute he whipped out that mustache comb and started combing that mustache while he was talking to me, I was like, "Oh no, we've gone too far," said the guy with braids. Man, I have braids, for God's sakes.
This isn't the 1890s in the Wild Wild West. I'm just saying, it's not. But
I feel like he's selling McGuire's.
So I saw Tommy. He was a real nice guy. Man, he's super teeny, guys. He's super teeny.
You know what? Though? I heard
super nice guy.
Mr. Steele is into bare-fisted. What is that they do in the 1890s?
Bare knuckle boxing.
Bare knuckle boxing. Yeah, that's why he's got that mustache.
Exactly. Put him up. Here we go.
He was in New York. That's where they invented it.
Yeah, it's true. So it was cool to meet all those guys. It's cool to make new friends. You kind of hear the same thing that every pilot says when we go to these. But it was really interesting. You see a lot of new faces, new names that really put up good results and good placings.
Oh my
God. Which is Gavin. He's a wing pilot. He's originally a quad pilot, and then he went and placed that. He's with think he's with TBRC. I don't quite remember, but he placed second with a I think it was TBRC a reflex. But that's Gav 707. He was great. Super nice guy as well. I mean, I got to meet a lot of wing pilots that the masses don't really know a lot of them yet, but they're gonna know about them soon if they don't already. Got to meet all those, and that was a lot of fun hanging out with the wing group. And then after that, after dinner, I'd go meet up with quads and a quad group and hang out with them. It was just all around fun. Went down to go ahead.
Tell us about flying micros indoors. Were you at a club or something?
Yeah. So every place we went, if Jesse was there from Big Whoop, out came a Tiny Whip and stickers, because he'd tag everybody with a Tiny Whip or a Big Whip sticker on your back, or he'd tag wherever you could put a damn sticker, he'd put it. It's funny. But Tiny Whips were flying around all over the place, and we went to everyone went out to eat, and they met up at another bar. I can't remember what it is. And they blocked off the downstairs for us, so we had the whole downstairs bar in 2 rooms, and they had a Tiny Whip race. So those who wanted to participate did, and I think Chris kind of organized it, and it was cool. It was a lot of fun. And then everyone just kind of did freestyle Tiny Whipping in there until everyone left. And we
there was no Tiny Whip hate.
Well, after that, so we're down there and we're doing that till I think 11:30, 12, somewhere around that time frame. Then everyone decides, there's like 20 of us that decide, let's go to Times Square and do it. So we packed up, went down, caught the subway, got to see the rats, and hop on there, get on the way down to Times Square. And I've never been to New York City, so I get out and we go up top out of the subway, and bam! It's just like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's that much lights. It's everywhere, and there's just thousands of people. It's like midnight. They're just all over the place. And so we get to where the ball thing in that area, and they set up a Tiny Whip course. They had like P-Shaw with a hat with a multi-GP flag sticking up out of the back. We looked like a damn Indian. And all the other guys had the same thing. They would stick these little, flags that we use to turn around normally, but they're just miniaturized. And they were standing in Times Square to be spots where they would turn around. And Scully and another guy put their hands together to make a human, gate. It was pretty cool. And Jesse from Big Whoop took one and started flying up high and, kind of show button a little bit. It was pretty cool. And then we go home. So that, again, and the after stuff was really neat.
So now you're home.
Still there.
You're catching up.
Yeah.
And, are you back? I know when we do an event, it takes me a while to get back up to speed.
I still haven't gotten
that's exactly
back
right. I drove.
Oh wow.
I don't know if it's because of age or what, but I'm still recuperating. And I didn't party. I didn't do anything. I just literally would go and then eat. Go to the event and then come back to the hotel, get dressed, go to eat, and then turn around, go back, do the blog for here, and then I'd crash. I was tired, and I'm still recuperating from it. Sunday we ran so late because they were still behind the schedule. We were supposed to be done at 3. Everything was completely done at 3. We weren't done until 5:45, and we had to catch the last ferry at like 6:30. So that delayed me driving home, which is a 9-hour drive. I had to spend another night there. Turn around, wake up the next morning and drive. And then I had to pull over not even halfway through, take a nap because I was exhausted. So it was I'm still about 80% there now. It's just still getting through it, trying to wake back up. And then I turn around and go to Colorado on Monday. So pack and get ready for that trip.
Well, Shelby, I appreciate you doing all the event coverage for us. And if you want to go read the daily event coverage that Shelby gave us, you can go to RCGroups and look in the FPV racing section. We have a whole FPV area there, and it's in the FPV racing. It's also in our FPV page or channel page, or you can go on the home page and look on the side. And I don't know if you need to go back to work or if you want to hang out with us and interject.
I can hang. I'm the boss here, so.
All right, cool. Well, I've got a letter I want to write. So last week we talked about how we've been listening to, or I was listening. What was I doing? I was somewhere and they were talking about chatty podcasts and how people just keep talking. And my statement was that if we didn't talk, it would be a lot of blank silence. But I said, shoot me an email or something, and so I did get some responses, and I wanted to read a response, especially for Matt and Jason. So it's from a guy named Paul El Conquistador. And
What up, Paul?
Paul says, I love what and how you guys are doing the show. Keep it up. Only one thing. Being in Indiana, getting off at work at 3:30, I only get the first half live, but I finish it when I get home. And then he says, you guys convinced me to go to Joe Nall this year, and I'm hooked. Live and fly Churubusco, north of Fort Wayne, the home of Sweetwater Sound. You guys don't know what that is, but I've actually taken a tour of Sweetwater Sound. Saw that on your screen last week. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Paul Conrad. So that's awesome.
Nice.
Right on, right on.
One guy likes us. Okay.
One
Hey,
guy likes us.
I wanted to talk about something. So I got an email from Banggood, and I have yet to buy any clothes from them, even though I'm tempted every time they send me that email. I want to buy
Dude, get the cat shirt.
How about a cat shirt and camo pants? Because the camo pants look good. So I'm gonna tell you what it is before I share the screen, because the price. Anyway, it's everything on my list for a set of goggles. Okay, and Jason, it even has one of the things you've asked for. Let me find the spec list here. Okay, so the screen size is 5 inches. Jason Cole feels this is the right size for FPV. It's not a goggle; it's a head unit. The resolution is 800 by 480. Could be better.
Oh, that's not good.
Is that a killer? That's bad.
No, I mean it's okay. It's standard for the
But it's
low
not
resolution
HD or
ones.
anything. Okay, so 40 channel auto search receiver, runs on a LiPo, of course, and receiver sensitivity 95 dB, antenna connector, SMA, blah blah blah. But it has a DVR.
Nice.
It supports 64 gig TF card.
Okay.
It's dual diversity.
Nice.
It ships with the. Let me see exactly what they say here.
Yeah.
One mushroom antenna, one flat antenna. So they're not cheaping out and giving us rubber duckies. And the lenses are actually adjustable, which is my big issue on everything.
Cool.
Okay, so now I'm going to share the
Let's
page.
see
with
it.
you.
All right, let's see this thing.
Look at the price. Okay, there's the head unit itself. Okay. $69.99.
I don't see it. Oh, wait, where is it? There it is.
There it is. $70. Dang, man.
$69.99.
Is that a fly swatter that's built into the top of it?
I think it's spring loaded, and when you hit a switch, it moves around. 60. I mean, come on.
Does it have a camera on the front right there?
That is. I think. Let me enlarge it. I think that is your SD card slot.
What? That's not an SD card slot.
You don't think so? All the menu buttons are on the front. There's a super ton of chatter about this on RCGroups, which I found after they wrote me, and I said, send those to me immediately. I need to check these out.
Is it truly a diversity, though? I mean, you can
That's
say it's diversity, and it's not. It's got to literally have 2 receivers in it to be a diversity system.
That's the question.
Yeah.
The other thing that they think is that the DVR is the Banggood DVR unit, which I guess is different than.
Got a little person inside there drawing pictures as you're flying.
But
yeah, not bad, especially for the price.
Yeah, so my father-in-law, he doesn't listen to this podcast, cannot fly RC. I've known this man for 20 years, and he can't fly, but he wants a drone, quotation marks. So that'll lead to our next thing. $69 for this, because he's got to have goggles, right?
Yep.
Let's stop broadcasting. So, and stopping. So, I did a review on this thing, the Nano QX2 FPV.
Oh, I didn't know it came out.
Yeah, so the only negative to this, there's actually a couple, but if you're a backyard flyer. So the negative are these little claw hooks on the feet.
Cut them off.
And I have a video queued up, but the camera is actually adjustable. And
Matt Gunn.
What, dude?
I
What's
just
wrong?
saw your profile picture on your header.
I haven't seen it. Is it
Wait.
Jason Cole?
don't know. What do you think?
Hold on, let me present you.
I was like, your screen popped up. I was like, wait a minute, that was my
Wait a
face.
minute. That's somebody I know.
So Shelby,
I just saw it, dude.
God.
Oh, dude, that was priceless. That video that went up.
Oh,
Jason,
man.
Jason, you have this video is now all over the internet. You can't be self-conscious about Gauze version of you. All right.
Funny, man. Oh my god.
All right. Anyway, I put that
Sorry,
up there. I was waiting to see how long you guys would hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Commence
Every time I
with
look
me,
at it,
Nano.
every time I look at it, I think of that damn video again.
have you guys seen the video my wife put up of me
Yes.
this morning?
Yep. Is that boy taking a shower?
So Shelby, every time I try to shoot a product video, I was shooting this. Somebody upstairs, the dogs will bark, my son will flush the toilet, somebody takes a shower, or he's playing Wii jump around game. I don't know. And every time, so in this video, I just queued it up, and I'm like, hey, everyone. And I don't know if we could show that. I do cuss in that quite a bit, so maybe it's not good. But anyway, this is the Nano QX, and so what I was saying is the camera actually goes up and down, and you can lock that camera down if you
That's
like.
pretty cool, man. I like that.
Well,
like
and
that.
I'm going to show you a video. The blades are on the bottom, which means if you're landing any grass, it's not taking off again. And then also in the video, I think maybe it's not in the one I'm going to show you, but if you fly near a branch, these legs will reach out and hook onto the branch and just hang there thusly. So it's a bind and fly. I bound it to my DX9, which is not here. And I was running it through my... You see it? Can't see it. I was running it through my head plays and my monitor. And so now we're going to cut over to the video. Oh, heck.
Oh, by the way, Jim, those stickers did come that day, but that was the day I left, so
Good.
I got back and I'm like, oh, there's a shit pile of stickers.
At least you have them now.
I'll hand them out.
Okay, so this is the flight video. I'm going to hit the play button.
Wait a minute. Let me get. It's on my beautiful face. There we go. Present to you.
And I'm going to get rid of that. And okay, so this is in the house. It was a little touchy, and I could not keep it off a wall or a ceiling without crashing. So there I am.
Hey, by the way, Jim T,
Yeah.
let me just say that your flying skills, FPV, has greatly improved.
Well,
over
thank
the
you.
years.
As I buzz my wife's new car inches above the hood. Oh,
Hey,
I was like-
there's a dent in the side of it. Where did that come from?
That video's
Whoa!
really good. It's choppy on this end, but it looks pretty.
Yeah,
I'm gonna type it into mine and see if I can't watch it off.
he was hitting some pretty good gaps and flying under a bridge, dangerously close to a lake,
was hitting
a
Vaughn's
stream,
gap.
and
I hit one more thing the reason I queued it up here. I was trying to fly it between my legs, and
Did you?
I slapped myself straight in the crotch with a.
You wish you had a cod piece.
I was thinking that this might be a good thing to put on YouTube. Drone to the crotch would be the title. I wonder how many people would click on it.
It'd be instantaneous hit.
So
Blade Nano QX2.
Whoa.
okay, wait, here we come. Okay, so right. Oh wait, I'm swinging around. And now
Here we go.
I'm looking where I want to go, except when I got there, and I'm like, don't hit yourself in the crotch, which made me hit myself in the crotch.
Boom! Right in the junk.
And then I say in the video, I'm a professional, and that's why I did it that way.
FPV quad. Now the cool thing about this from Verizon, the Blade Nano. Maybe it's,
Oh, it's a very soothing voice.
here's
Yeah.
the. Let's go under the bridge and try not to.
Oh, look at you going under the bridge. Pretty good video, man.
Hey, Shelby, share your screen. We can actually hear it.
It's choppy. You want to hear it or you want to see it?
It's green. Put your mouse over the left.
Here's what I have to tell you about.
On
this.
Google
This
Hangouts?
thing will-
Yeah, the left of your screen and a green arrow on the
Oh, I
side.
see.
But if it gets high up in a tree, it's gonna
I'll make
stay
sure I
down.
put away my
So now
naked
I'm running
dudes
back
pictures.
into the-
Yeah.
I wasn't.
or me naked.
shop area.
I like the video, man. It's pretty damn good.
Over the pool. and
Like,
around
the
that
image
part.
quality.
Now, if you're getting a little bored, stay.
Yeah, the
still.
interior stuff was really good.
Myself in the crotch.
at the end of the video.
He's proud of the crowd shot.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
not something I do. I don't do the.
It's a little wishy-washy. There's a little slop in it.
Private in the
area.
video itself. You know, it seemed better
No,
in the
no,
goggles.
actually the way it's handling.
Well, once I get going, so in the house it was too touchy, but once I got going outside, man, it was like a real quad. It was not like a micro. Here we are flying. So watch this limb grab it right here. Oh, are you flying near me? Swat right out of that.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, just reached out.
Did it hang up there? Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
And so after that, I said I got a lot of stick time. I actually got some.
Dun-dum-dum. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
All right, Shelby, take it off of there, and we're going to jump to one more topic.
Sure.
It was pretty awesome. I do have a couple of things.
Hold on.
Since the props are on the bottom, if you land in the grass, you will not.
Oh, wait, what do I
take
do?
it off.
Did I do it right?
They just can't
You can
do
do it.
You got a back?
Just pause that thing so we don't have to hear my southern
Voice?
caterwauling.
All right, let me get to
It's
that.
some caterwauling. That's a good. That's a good explanation.
In my head, it sounds awesome, but in real life, it's a little screechy. Hey, so everyone out there, I don't know if there's any Flying Giants people listening to us. We have been rolling for over an hour now, but we do have Miss Karen on the ground at the Extreme Flight Low End, and she'll be uploading photos to the main feature story on Flying Giants, which you can find at flyinggiants.com. So that's going up tonight, and Karen takes awesome and copious amounts of photos. So that
And she has a guinea pig.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's the central. It's what brings that family together. Is that guinea pig?
It's like the
She'll
guy who
tell you.
has the bird that he keeps on his
Yeah.
shoulder.
That looks awesome.
Ooh, nice pictures.
So the top photo is from last year, and Jace the Ace posted that, said it was his favorite photo. I don't know if anyone knows how the Extreme Flight logo goes, but at the end of Extreme Flight, they have a little red kicked up knife-edged airplane, which is exactly
Like
how
that photo?
Yeah, so I put it in there and knocked out the airplane off the logo.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
Photoshop.
that's how I do it. And so the one I thought we would do, Matt Gunn, is talk about, and Jason Cole, some of the things that we've done news on Flying Giants and RC Groups. So you're looking at Flying Giants right now. Children's Cancer Fly is coming up. Chattanooga 3D Jam. And Miss Ashley, the lovely Miss Ashley photo in this photo right here. Let's click on that. She's going to be down there. That, by the way, is a profile plane with the logo I designed on the tail, and that guy right there is wearing a Profile Brotherhood shirt. What? That's right.
Small world.
Okay, so let's go to RC Groups real fast, and I want to show you some stories that Shelby put up. So, this is good for everyone. RC Groups has a series of round buttons at the top, and these are for people that are only into planes or sailplanes or helicopters. But let's click on FPV. So Shelby, this is where you're actually featured. So
Okay.
if you're into FPV, this is where all the FPV content lives. So GoPro Nationals final update from Shelby. And then here's the course. Let's click on this one. Oops. Here's the course that we were talking about.
Right.
How awesome is that? And then I put up the Horizon video, our friends, Steve and Petrato.
Oh man, this was cool right here. You went past, but yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Vive?
That thing was awesome, man. That thing is. I don't know if you've ever done VR stuff before.
Yeah,
I did it way back in the 90s when it literally came out like, hey, try this. And then all of a sudden you hear this whoa, so you turn your head around, and it's just gigantic whale. I mean, it's huge. Like you freak out. You're like, oh my god! And its fin comes flying by your face like that. It's like, oh my god. And then that was just amazing. And then the guy goes, or Alex was. I saw Alex when I took my headset off. He's doing all like this stuff, like he's taking his paddles. And
Yeah, it looked crazy.
and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? So I'm taking pictures of him. He's just going away. He's like, oh. And then he's like, Shelby, you got to try this. It's like Star Wars. You shoot, you got laser, you have pistols. I was like, dude, I turn around, I'm like, dude, put me in. So it's like going in the Matrix, you're like, you put it all in.
Yeah, jacking
You're in
in.
the Matrix. And you're shooting your lasers, right? You're shooting it's like Star Wars. These things pop up. You're on a space deck, and you're shooting them as they're flying around trying to shoot you. And when they shoot you, or shoot at you, it like slows down slow-mo, literally like Matrix, and you move.
Nice.
So the lasers go by you and don't hit you. Or you move like this, or you do whatever you have to do, lift your leg even. It's crazy. So, sorry about that. I run on that because a lot of guys didn't get to see that.
Speaking about
It was
that,
a VIP event.
Lifting your leg.
I want to. I want to show you what
I
my.
just wouldn't, relieve myself.
No, Jim knows about lifting his leg for a specific fighter pilot.
Well, that's how she likes it. So, well, she thought it was funny. That did not sound right. I apologize. So my son was like, "Dad, you have to come upstairs." This is RC related for those of you who are losing interest. He said, "You have to come upstairs. You'll like this." Usually it's him playing some Mario thing. I don't know. But Google Maps has a Google Fly.
Oh, yeah, it's been going for years.
I've never done it.
Sorry.
It's,
yeah.
Do you know about this, Jason?
I don't know.
So you can
That means no.
No, I guess I do not.
you can use a joystick, so you could fly it with your real flight joystick, I think, or a mouse or keyboard. And then what I did is pulled up a couple of images to check out. So you get on Google Maps, and it's like a flight sim. And
Very
so what
cool.
I thought it might be cool for is if you could get in there with almost like drone flying. You could fly your neighborhood.
Here's the thing you can do it for, and I guess let me rephrase this. Maybe 3 years ago, it would have been really awesome to use this when you were still able to fly wherever and how high you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because you could actually simulate where you were going to go using that map, that Google map. That would have been awesome because you get used to the references on the ground.
Right.
You're going to fly. Blah, blah. That would be a fantastic tool.
Flight planning for
I'm not
FPV.
saying that I'm not saying I'm going to use that in the future. Bullshit.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying.
Pretty awesome stuff. Matt Gunn, you haven't have you got anything? We haven't talked to you at all.
I know. I've just been sort of absorbing this entire New York City trip, and I'm very intrigued about it all. Yeah. So what I'm building right now is, I think we showed this last time, and it's still in its build phase here. But what I'm putting together is what I would consider the ultimate nighttime FPV fixed wing plane. So I've got the new Run Cam Owl Plus in the front here.
Mm-hmm.
Very good low lux camera on there, and
Like
I've
0.0001, isn't it, Lux?
yeah, but it's also got great daylight. So this is the Bixler 3 because I'm a big fan of this airframe and its simplicity, great flying, great duration, just kind of a do-all little plane, and it can take off the pavement. So I can go to a parking lot, like a Best Buy parking lot if I wanted, or anywhere. I don't have to be cordoned off in a grass field or something.
Are you running 5.8 on there or 1.3?
No, this will be 1.3. So I've got my little cover I'll put on here like that, and we'll have it on there. Of course, I got to trim the front.
That's cool, man. I like that.
Yeah, and then I have my Dragon Link antenna that I have run. I cut a channel down the side and take it all the way up. There's my Dragon Link antenna on the tail.
Nice.
Yep, so I like to get them up and out of the way. We'll put the 1.3 right here, and then I'll also have a vector in there. So we're going to be having, this will be vector controlled. And
word caution on the vector, make sure those plugs are on. I just lost my TVRC 60 V2. The PMU crapped out on me and it flew away.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of stinky. Yeah, I don't like that.
A lot of money gone, but thank God I'm getting another one from Anthony. But man,
oh, you never got it. You never got it back.
I mean, we had it trimmed. I had it trimmed out perfect, balanced weight perfect. But when that PMU crapped out, lost all power. Right, so all those servos will just stay wherever they are at the last minute. So it was so balanced. It's just we watched it. I could take my goggles off, and there it goes. We're just watching it. 600 feet, just gliding in a straight arrow, and we lined it up, figure out where it's going, and never got it back. That plane, I like that.
I always run the power for the servos off of the BEC from the ESC and bypass the vector altogether. So usually that keeps the amp draw down a lot, especially if you're running digitals or something. These are 9 grams in here. Shouldn't be any problem. So this one will be a good, quick, easy, deployable nighttime rig, and it should have some really good performance.
What do you think flight time is if you're on a constant draw of power?
So
that's got dihedral wings and it can float probably.
So I've got, let's see, right above that Red Bull plane is a Bixler 2, and it's hard to see on it, but I have a 3D printed motor mount on it to put a larger Park 480 motor on there, running an 8-inch prop. And then, let's see if I can get, there we go. You can kind of look at it right there. So that runs a 3S 2650 that I have shoehorned in it. And it will, it'll fly. I did over my field some tests and stuff like that. I flew for, I think, 10 miles over, just doing some tests, did 10 miles. And then when I landed...
Total flight distance?
Yeah, total distance was just about 10 miles, and I had used 60% of the pack. So it's a real slow aircraft, and it can when you get pulled back on cruise, you're running 25 miles an hour ground speed. You're barely at quarter throttle.
Pack in that 2700 3S?
Yeah, 3S 2650. There's specific packs for. I use that same pack in my Banshee when I raced that one.
I saw it up there. I saw your Banshee on the ceiling up there hanging.
Oh yeah.
That sounds pretty amazing.
I run 4S on my Banshee. No, I run 4S on my Wraith. That's what I run 4S on. I still run 3S on the Banshee.
If I put 4S on that Banshee, so right now I have a Microdan motor on it, 3S 2650 pack. It'll do 95 mile an hour straight and level. I'm afraid if I put, I'm afraid to put 4S on it.
What Microdan are you running?
Oh gosh, you had to ask me. Let's grab it real quick. It is a.
You know what's amazing? Microdan's been around since the dawn of RC time. I'm amazed he's the cutting edge.
Yeah,
we're making hand-built motors, man.
I can say this, okay? We were trying to get for Alex's Wyvern Microdans, and Jason, you probably remember this from the qualifiers that Dan bumped me to the front of the list and therefore bumped Alex. He didn't have his at qualifiers, but I had mine. But they burn up. They burned up real. They really did. They burned up fast based on the specs we were told to run. So I didn't get another one because a lot of the other guys were running into that issue too. So I'm not real sold on them yet. But I'm not going to say they're crappy or whatever. I don't know.
I like mine, and mine burned up, but it wasn't the fault. Well, it was a fluke really. So what happened was, I don't know if I did it somehow, but the windings was touching where the motor spun. So the outer bell housing basically rubbed through the sleeves, through the shrink wrap, through the silicone, into the wires, and shorted the wires out. I didn't notice it was rubbing, so I don't know how it happened, but it was stinking fast until that happened. And then so I sent it back and got it repaired.
He likes to put his info on them. On the website, he's like, do not run this without this or you will burn it up, and he likes to try to let you know. But this one is okay, so here's my Microdan motor on the back there.
Yeah, it looks like the one you made for us.
Yeah, this is a 2510 2100.
Yep.
Is that the one you had, Jason? Is that the one we were getting for
the here, I'll show you mine.
But this little guy's a hot rod. See, I got my 3D printed NACA duct, NACA, NACA. I call them NACA ducts, but there's my 3D printed intake on there.
Here's mine.
A little hotter. It's the 2510 2700.
Oh yeah, you're a little hotter.
That's what I have. I got the 2510 7. So here's what happened to mine, and I don't know if you guys can tell. First of all, the windings are tanning. Running the setup that I was. They're tanning. The windings are tanning on the inside. They're actually not shiny copper anymore. And then underneath that, there's because I've never wound a motor. It looks like, well, it is one of the leads, I guess, coming off or one of the winding that are underneath that they just go into the motor wires. It snaps. So
Duh.
I guess you have to rewind it. I don't know.
You'll probably have to rewind it to fix it.
I mean, if you've ever felt these things and they just click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Click. I mean,
That's the bearings. They're high quality bearings.
yeah,
They
he
do
gave
that.
me those. He gave me some hybrid ones that haven't been out. Like only a few people have them.
Yeah.
That's why I was really excited about running this motor, but I haven't seen the performance yet that I was told that it would have. Like I haven't seen 120. Now I've seen 120 on my reflex. That's fast. So
Yeah.
I'm really
It is
hoping this
fast.
hybrid will do it. So yeah,
Cool, man.
Still have to wait to see. Wait to see.
Awesome. Well, we blew through an hour.
I trimmed my legs on my little quad here, so there's.
Oh, you
You
just
just do that right now?
Yeah, while y'all were talking.
Now it literally looks like a bug.
Now, I would say if you
Literally
actually
looks-
buy one of these, paint this top shell yellow, because when you fly into whatever, you'll never find it in this
That's
configuration.
true. Neon orange works
Also-
great, guys, by the way.
There you go. So Shelby, you did inspire me in a small way here with transportation at events. So you have the little
Oh, did you get one?
unit-wheel thing.
Did you get
Well,
one?
I got the Segway Mini Pro or Mini 9-bot Mini. It's a 2-wheel. It's like a hoverboard, but it's got a knee control bar. But you're still hands-free,
really?
so you can carry stuff and hold stuff. But it's a little bit more stable, a little bit safer, a little bit I don't know. It just looks really cool. It's super tiny, easy to take with you. But man,
Yeah, those.
it's fun.
I meant to mention that we were in New York City, and I brought my Uniscoot with me.
Yep.
And thank God I did, man. It was awesome. I didn't have to take a cab anywhere, and I only took the subway one time because I could take my Uniscoot anywhere I wanted to go. To get in the city, it'll get 14 miles. So I'm driving all over the place. It would take me 5 minutes to get out the front door of the DoubleTree and to 9/11 Memorial, where I went back to the hotel, met up with Jeremiah and Alex, and walked with them. Back to it again took us 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But I was scooting all around, going on the road, doing like the New Yorkers do. I mean, they don't give a crap about street signs nor crosswalk signals.
Yeah.
So I just loved it, and I got everywhere. I got 3/4 of the way to Times Square when my phone died. I'm like, crap, and I don't have a map. I don't know exactly where I'm going. So I turn around, go back, and yeah, I mean, I don't out of this hobby, man. The Uniscoot still is hands down the best thing I ever got in the hobby.
That's awesome.
Well, they're great for like quad retrieval. If you crash out and go get it quickly and get back so your transmitter doesn't burn up, and
Exactly, man. Especially when flying a wing or a plane and it goes down, way far away. You just hop on the scoot, you're there in like a minute, and grab it. It's
Jason,
literally.
is yours nearby?
It's downstairs. I could go grab it.
Go grab it, man.
All right. BRB.
Shelby, is there a USB outlet on that thing so you can charge your phone while you're scooting around?
No.
That'd be pretty awesome.
I just scoot around, but I don't know how I can broadcast off my phone.
You just scoot around back there behind you.
Oh, my scooter in the shop. I've done that. I sold my other one. I had another one I sold to one of the guys in the group. And
So here's something. I'll show you what else I picked up here is the Furious FPV True D diversity receiver.
You got it.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, I want to get it so bad. What do you think?
There we go. So I had just literally got it. So I'm pulling it out of the box right now on air.
How did you get it so early? I thought it wasn't released yet.
There we go. I don't know. Maybe I pulled a few strings.
The magic of RC Groups.
The magic of RC Groups is that it's in my hands now and not yet released. So I got one. And
that's awesome.
Yep. And I'm ready to. I mean, that's a nice little case that goes on there. Can't wait to plug this thing in.
Does it have
Try it
built-in
out.
DVR?
Does not have a built-in DVR.
I don't want it.
I think we're going to be okay. Well, no, the Fat Sharks have a built-in
The Fat
DVR.
Shark has DVR.
Yeah. So we don't need to double down on the DVR.
Now I have a question, Matt. You really think that it's truly a diversity system?
From what I've heard, I do think it's a true diversity system. Although I've read that it may not be have the best switching algorithm or whatever, but it's still incredible. Like I think there was someone said there was another brand, and this is all basically what I've read online. So I'll be reviewing this thing myself and giving my own.
Well, they compared it to the LaForge module and saw that on Facebook or YouTube, and there is a distinct better performance with the Trudy or whatever it is versus the LaForge.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to Colorado, I run the Clearview system. Now,
right.
That's still nothing's beat that. Now, the downside to it is it's very expensive. It costs $750 all for everything. But man, when I go to Colorado, I can literally go behind rock structures and still have video.
Wow.
That's insane. The filtering, getting rid of multipathing, and all that. It's just they really did a good job on it, and I really think it's worth $500 in that range. Maybe not $750, but it's definitely worth $500 without doubt. People out there.
We're gonna see how this thing does.
Yeah, I'll be anxious to hear your review on that because I'm like literally I want to get it. It's the one I want to get because it looks so easy. Just plug and play. You just put it in, you're done. No wiring and all that happiness.
I know. So you're saying you're using the Iftron Clearview?
Yeah.
What's great is they make them to order, so they hand make them to order. They don't mass produce these, so they don't just order and you yank it off the shelf and they ship it to you. No, you place an order and you're waiting like 2 weeks to get it because they're making it for you.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, they've been like this company Iftron. They've been around forever. They did the they started out in FPV.
Yeah.
Stingers back in 2007, 2006.
Yeah, correct. Yep, I remember. Yep.
And it was still $600-700 or whatever,
Yeah,
So,
there's still about that for everything, including the Yellow Jacket system for 1.3, which is what I do want to get. I mean, because when I go out to Colorado, now that I'm doing these wings for my next video series, plural, that I think I'm going to need that. 5.8 is just not going to, at the speeds I'm going to be going, I don't think it's going to.
So it's not 5.8? I mean, it is 5.8, but what's the difference with the Clearview? Like, why is this so much better that you can jam behind concrete and metal buildings and warehouses with it?
It's literally the filtering that they have in there to get rid of multipathing. It's the antennas that they make that they look like Mickey Mouse ears, but the DPI on them, the beam width, it's just they just get in there. They're penetrating more.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't know all the details of it. I just can tell you the performance-wise. I've compared it when I went to Colorado. I had Alex's antenna on there, running a TBS module in my Fat Sharks. Pull my quad out. It's in my last Colorado video, and I go up. It's not in the final cut, but I go up to do this rock structure, and as soon as I go behind it, and I'm hanging on for dear life, like, please, Jesus, come through the other side, so I can reestablish a video link and get this shit back down on the ground. So it does. Landed it, switched over to Clearview, put it up, did the same thing, and it was perfect, like all the way through. I was like,
amazing. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty much like everyone else. I've only read about them, never used them, but looks like.
And all the events they're at. Most of the events that I've been to this year, there's Clearview. Everybody's running them. Some guys are lucky enough to get them from Clearview for free or whatever, but they are they're at events now for a reason.
Awesome. All right, Jason, let's see this thing.
So this is the Ninebot Mini.
Check that out. Wow, dude, that's crazy. I've never seen that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, sweet.
It's from the same company.
It's got a Bluetooth on it?
It's got lights. Yeah, so it's got a Bluetooth app, which it's self-balancing. So I don't know if you can see it. Let me put it on the ground here.
Put it over next to your case over there. Oh, yeah.
Put it down here.
Oh, check it out. It's
self-balancing.
That's 2 wheels.
It's like, where would you like to go today, Master?
You can drive it around.
Yeah. It steers off of the knee bar, so you just kind of lean the steer.
Yeah.
But it's got an iPhone app, and you can control it RC with your phone and steer it around and drive it around from your phone. So if you just were lazy and wanted to
Could you put a mannequin on it?
Yeah, I was thinking like a ghosty type of deal. Drive it around.
So you can make it come to you. You can drive it to yourself if it's in the other room.
Yeah, I'm gonna boot it up, see if it'll find it real quick. There we go.
Boot it.
So yeah, so I've got an app, and
I just want to see it. Oh my God, I want to.
What?
And I think that retails for $769, so it's not like insane.
That's cool. Well,
That's
I
how
paid
much mine
$500 for it. Now this is the 9-bot version.
Yeah,
Segway.
it's a really high-end Uniscoot one.
Yeah, 9-bot bought Segway. So Segway doesn't really exist as a company anymore, but they make a version of this called the Segway Mini Pro. This is the 9-bot Mini, and it's basically the same thing. It's got a little bit bigger battery pack and a little bit different knee bar. I don't remember. I'd have to look.
What's the battery life? Like how far?
It does like 16 miles on a full charge.
Wow,
but I just like that it's stable and you can jump off of it and it'll just sit there and it doesn't crash over and whatever. You can actually make a little stock that comes up on the Segway version and you can just kind of tote it behind you. So if you're in a spot where you can't ride it or going in a grocery store or something, you could just kind of tote it around and it'll self-power, as it goes through the store.
This is asking a lot, but can it track your phone and you can set it to a follow mode so it just follows you?
That's probably the most requested feature I've seen on all the reviews, but it does not do that. You have to manually control it. And people are having problems with it because they're not RC people and they didn't get the cross control when it's facing you versus going away. Right. It works just like an RC device where forward is forward no matter which way it's facing, and you have to cross control if you're coming back at you. So I'm naturally good at that because that's what we do.
People are like, okay, I don't want to walk anymore. This is what people are saying. I don't want to walk anymore. I want to ride on this thing, but I want to be able to walk and have it follow me. So it's like there's a scooter that you walk next to.
It's got headlights. It's got tail lights. You can control the light pattern and colors and do all this stuff.
Doesn't it play music? That 9-bot play music too?
I wish. You have to beatbox yourself if you're going to do that.
Jason, you're good at that.
When this came out, I had a vision of everyone having one, and then in 10 years, everyone would be so fat from not walking that they'll have to
Oh man, I can tell you, Jim, for a fact that when you start driving this, whichever version you get, you definitely gain weight.
Yeah, you're still using your core and balance and stuff. It's still good.
You are, right. There's no core balance going on.
I wonder what the weight limit is on that unit.
220 pounds, 230 pounds.
Yeah,
mine's
balance
is water skiing.
It's going with me to every event now. If I ever land out, I'm just hauling butt to go get it.
I think a fat Jason will look kind of funny.
Maybe I need to.
No, man, those are awesome. They're awesome, man. I could take it everywhere. Every event I go to, I take it when I travel. I take it in my car. It never leaves my car because if I ever break down, I can hop on my scoot, drive 14 miles to the next exit if I have to, and get another, whatever.
Yep. And I have an electric scooter I used to bring to shows, but you have to have your hands on it to make it stable, right? And this way, you have your hands free, so you can hold stuff. You can do video. You can just ride down the road and shoot smooth video. I mean,
I'm shocked that not a lot of people in New York City were using them. There were so many comments thrown my way driving that thing around. No one was using them. If I lived in New York City, I'd be having like 2 or 3, 2 more as backups.
That's right.
How much was it, Jason? 5 something?
It's like $580, $600, and then $800 on Amazon for the Segway version.
Hey, Matt Gunn. Do we have to buy each of us one so when we go to events we're like in a pack?
All I know
would be funny.
I stepped on Kim
I think
Quinnett's
I've created a
hoverboard.
monster in the FPV community now.
As long as it's easy to drive, I think
mine's harder. Mine's a lot harder. Jason's probably gonna be a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, it's really simple.
Yeah, if you want a springform Jimbo, do it, brother.
I'm thinking about selling an airplane. Or a ground plane.
I'll just walk. I don't know.
Well, everybody, let's see. Have we broken the record? We might have broken the record for the longest live hangout at 1 hour and 30.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys had more questions or whatnot, let me know, or we can do it again, because I'm sure maybe you have more. So
and I'm going to drop this video in your final piece there so everybody can watch you talk as well.
And see Plumber's butt.
In the feature.
Oh, man.
Well, everyone, you've been hanging out with the RCGroups crew. We are editors, admins. We do it all here. Shelby Voll sitting in the Quad FPV drone headquarters. Is there a name? Can we promote your place there?
We used to have one, but due to legal issues, we can't use it anymore. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So you just go Shelby Voll. That's all you need to do. You just look me up, Shelby Voll on YouTube. You can see me on Facebook, Shelby Voll, Mark Vollrath.
Or Shelby Voll on RCGroups too, right? Same-
Shelby
same
Voll on RC Groups. So if you type it in, Shelby Voll, that's where you're going to find me. I have tons of videos. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Periscope. Try to be on all the social media, Twitter. It's the same name always everywhere. And next week I go to Colorado, do my big video. I do it every 4 months.
Yeah, man.
And I'll be hanging out with Team Whoop so at some point. So maybe they'll do a video. I don't know, but it'll be a little bit of me in there. So I'll Periscope. I'll do the Facebook live feed, what everybody likes. I don't know which one they like, so I'll do both.
And that's
So look for that.
VOLL, Shelby Voll.
Yeah, Victor Oscar Lima Lima.
If you're looking for me, they call me Tater Salad. So
Hey.
just look up Tater Salad. You can find me. I want to thank Matt Gunn. Matt, thank you for you've had a good week this week with the family, and now we're back to taking FG and throttling
that's it.
the event coverage out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always fun going on vacation. It's never fun coming back to work in the middle of the week, but it actually was fun.
Get,
Not a problem.
Matt, you know who you and I as Flying Giants people need to thank today?
Who's that?
The lovely Miss Karen, who just uploaded a lot of photos to that thread we were talking about earlier in the podcast. Or the
Yeah, she's a photo clicking machine. So.
I said that I could hear her camera from here. It's like a machine gun.
Mm-hmm. She fires them. She's good. She's good. She's putting me out of a job.
Jason Cole, how's your pie hole after those 4 teeth were extracted?
Well, I was going to say, I'm excited. Tonight we're going out to Chewy's for
Chewy's?
some Mexican.
I was going to say
And
that.
I'm going to have my first, out to eat dinner, real meal since the surgery. So
I'll have
super pumped.
fun stuffing those holes full of food. That's what's gonna happen, brother.
Well, I'm sure they're all stitched up. Don't blow any stitches. Just eat the beans now.
Yeah.
Maybe some chorizo.
I think the stitches are pretty well dissolved by
Oh.
now. I actually was brushing my teeth last night, and the little piece came out of the stitch. So they're about gone.
Nice.
Everything's
Did you-
healing, looking pretty nice in there as far as I can see.
All right. Well, thank all of y'all for everything you do. Shelby, thanks for all the time you spent with us, not only now, but at all those events, or at the event as well.
If you need me again, just let me know. I love doing it for you guys. It was honored to do it, and I had a blast. So
Awesome.
It was really
cool. Good man.
And finally, thanks to all of you on rcgroups.com that post every day. 1.4 to 1.9 million unique users a month on RC Groups. Usually between 18 to 22,000 people in a 2-hour time period are hanging out there. So thank all of you who watch our videos and listen to the podcasts and post. And that is it. We'll see you next Thursday on the RC Groups live
get you
hangout.
some of that.
Hot trigger!
Hot trigger. What are you gonna eat? Hot trigger.
Oh man, Jim Gaffigan's playing tonight in Nashville too. By the way.
Hot
Dead pockets.
Diarrhea pocket.
Hot trigger, you taste so good.
Chicken parm, your chicken parm. Chicken.
Well, I'm gonna let you go. So go get you some of that.
you're in here.
We'll be doing this for another 20 minutes, so we'll
Yeah.
catch you later.
Stop
Thanks,
the
Shelby.
podcast. Stop